Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to show you how you can make the proportions of a male body. And I'll do a female one next. Anyway, so now that I have the whole paper here, there's 7.5 of these things. These are basically the size of a head. So I'm not going to draw the details of the face right now, but make sure that you leave enough space for everything else, because that's what I did when I was recording for the last time. So this is my second take, since I realized there wasn't enough space for his body here. Anyway, so I'm not going to fill in the details of his head right now, but this is about the size of his head. And there's about 7 of these. And so basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make the proportions of these 7.5 heads. And Sojo has 8 heads, because the legs are longer. But this is a more realistic approach, because if you know how to follow the rules, then I have the idea that if you follow the rules, then you can break them, kind of thing. Like, you have to know the rules first before you break them. So, this will be his head. And in his jaw right there would be the neck. Now after that, I like to do this thing right here. And I like to put a line here for the traps. I don't necessarily, I forget what it stands for, but that's what this is. And then I make a line here to make sure they're even. And usually, when you're making like a pose or something, they'll always be, well, they always will be with each other, kind of thing. They'll always be like the same amount of, whatever you want to call it, line. So if one goes up, the other will go down, and they'll be the same. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, I'm not going to do the shoulders yet, actually. Next, I'm going to do this thing. And between the third and fourth line, I'm head. And this is kind of like a V shape. And then I make like a triangle kind of thing. And this will be like the shape of his body. If you can, you could just go like this. And on the typical person, well, male, it's wider here than on the bottom. Kind of like that V-shape type thing that I was talking about before. His shoulders are wider than his hips. On a female, it's the opposite. Okay, now I'm just going to draw the shoulders in now. And I'll just make like this basic rectangular thing right now, and we'll fill in the details later. And if you want, you can put a line in the middle of the whole thing so that you can make sure everything's even. That way, when you do that triangle, you'll see that everything will be even. Now, this between this third and fourth thing, first I'm going to explain that the bottom of the half is going to be his feet. And now here, we're going to kind of draw this circle here. That'll be where his crotch will be. And then here, well, actually it'll be right in between this line, in the middle of the line. So, right there. And the same thing goes for these. And this will be where his legs start. Now for the arms, I'm just going to put like a circle for his wrists. They should be like between the 5th and 4th. That's where I put them at least. This arm is short. just gonna make a basic shape for his legs right now. I'm just gonna make two like rectangles. And now I'm just gonna fill out some details and get rid of the guideline. Well, actually I'll do that at the end. So I'm just gonna fill out some details here. So this will be like a guideline to how his muscles will like shape into and make his body shape. Yeah, I made his arms a little too short. So you just have to do something like that. And then for his hands, I like to make like this kind of shape. Now I'm going to fill in the stuff for his legs. It's pretty similar. You do this, make that oval, then a circle for his knees, then you make another one of these, kind of like where the bottom of his legs are, or calves, and then in this one line, in the middle of that is usually where I put his ankles, and then I'm just going to make this little shape here for his feet. I think ending at the one line. Ugh. That way I can make his feet. And now we're ready to put some details in it and get rid of sort of the guidelines, I'd say. So now we have this kind of thing going on. So the first thing I'm going to do is coming out here of his shoulder is where his chest will be. Between that 6th and 5th line. So, well, in that 6th and 5th line will be how big his chest will be. Make sure not to make it too round. And then we just go over his outline right here. And we'll do that on the other side too. And just follow this. And then, well, yeah, I'm going to do the legs next. We'll follow, well, first I'm just going to put this line here, because this will be where I'm just going to give him, like, pants. Well, not pants, but, like, shorts or boxers or whatever. There we go. Now just get rid of these. And then I'm just going to make this line here for his, like, back. Because you can kind of see your back through your arms. It's curved like that. And then, out of here, he has this thing. Which eventually goes down like that. If you saw that. Now, I'm just gonna fill out the rest of his legs. And now I'm just going to erase all the guidelines that we made. and fix this up a little bit. And if you want, where his knee is, over here, you can like put like a thing indicating his knee is there. Okay, now after you do that, it's really bad knee thing. I don't know. Well, I'll just leave it like that for now. I'm just gonna erase these. Gonna give him something like this and a belly button. And now, what am I gonna do next? I also do his feet. So with this shape, you just draw his toes, sort of thing. So this will be like his big toe. And give him 5. I don't think that's big enough. I'm gonna have to make his ankle here. Okay. So I make it like a shoe kind of thing. Whereas like heel will be here. And then you can give him these 5 toes. And then coming out of there. And then after that you can kind of do the details of his toe. Like that. Now I'm just gonna fill in the detail for his like calves a little bit. Okay. Now I'm just gonna shape his arms a little more. His forearms. I'm gonna start working on his hands. So make this like box shape thing. And depending on if you want his hand like this or like this, it'll depend on which way you're doing it. I'm going to make his hand open, so his thumb is going to be coming out here. And if you imagine it this way, his thumb is going to be coming out here. After that, I make this like other thing for his fingers. And then I like to start out with his thumb. His thumbs. And make it curved like that. If you want, I don't know if you could see, but you can like kind of make a nail there on his thumbs too. And now following this, just makes like, well, make 4 fingers. And then you have his hand. Same goes for this side. Middle finger always being the longest. And then maybe make some lines in his hand or something if you wanted to. And that's basically it. Now I'm going to show you how to add muscle and make him look bigger after. Okay, well when you add muscle to the person, he should look something like that. And I'll show you how to do that in the other one. Okay. So, most people don't think of somebody being muscular like this, but when you make the neck bigger. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. It'll make the person look bigger, so you just give them the wider neck. And then you have neck muscles. I think I made those too big. They should be like coming in here, yeah. Then you can kind of like add this on his chest and make it look rounder up here to make it look bigger. And kind of make the chest a little bigger. Then you can either add round muscles like this, or you could kind of like make them like this. Or you could give him 8, 6, however many you want. I'm just gonna give him 6. But if you want, you can either make it coming from the belly button or starting from the belly button, I guess you would say. Like that. Now, I'm just gonna show you. You could also give him like a bigger jawline, I guess, or I don't know how you explain it, but like that. But I'm just gonna leave it like that, and then his tricep is like pointy. That's like this. And then this is more round, and you kind of make that a little bigger. That will be his bicep. So the front of his arm kind of thing. You can kind of add this too. Then you just have to give him like bigger forearms kind of thing. Let me redo that. The shape of his forearms kind of goes out and in like that. And you can just make them bigger. And the bigger you make these, the bigger his arm is gonna look. You can, I forgot to say this, but you can also give him like wider shoulders. And if you see the chaps, if you make them like rounder and higher, they make the person look more muscular too. And I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. Probably should have made his hands more down. It kind of looks like, well, it doesn't really matter if his arms are down or not. Also, you can make his back kind of bigger. Because it'll give him that V shape, where the wider his waist is to his, the wider his, what do you call it? His shoulders or whatever is to his waist, the bigger he's gonna look. So you just can add this. That's a skinny forearm. There we go. Then you can add his forearm like that. You can even add veins to it if you want. There's usually a vein coming through the middle of his bicep, a person's bicep, if you wanted to make it. Anyway, I'm not going to do that because unless I'm coloring it in, it's kind of just going to look weird. But other than that, and then you can make his legs kind of more like bigger sort of thing. Or wider. And there's even muscles in the legs. Although I'm pretty sure you don't see them unless they're like flexed, but it kind of looks like a knee. Then you can make his calves bigger on both sides. If you're looking directly from the front of his legs, I don't know if you can see that, but if you're looking directly at the front of his legs, like if the bottom of his leg was like this, you kind of make it wide looking like that to sort of show his calves are big, and then you could draw the feet. Anyway, this is how my way of drawing the anatomy of a male and how to add muscles to them. If there's anything I missed, tell me. Other than that, have a good day. By the way, I just wanted to tell you guys that a way to measure 7 heads is either to draw the head first and another piece of paper measure it and keep going under. Like you can go like this, and then from this line go to make the next head and keep going on like that. Or maybe you can make like a cutout head and then keep putting it down on here or whatever. And also I kind of messed up on the knees. His knees should be like rounded here, and then you'll see that part of the knee. Just wanted to clarify that up too, because I kind of messed up. Other than that, have a good one. I'll see you next time.